Hello, welcome air signs. If you have your sun, moon, ascendant, or maybe many other planets in your chart that are in Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini, this reading is for you. Thank you so much for coming back to the Bigger Picture Tarot, or if this is your first time, I'm really happy you clicked on the video and we will get to meet each other through this week ahead tarot reading for your next week. I'm not gonna take that because this deck especially is particularly slippery, as you can see, and trust me when I say it's not the tarot that wants those cards out. It's me and my feeble little hands that are not grasping this deck as it should. So I really like to be super intentional with my shuffling, so I find that that has a lot more meaning for me, to be intentional and to connect with the cards than to take the cards that just jump out. So with that disclaimer out of the way, let me give you another one. So you will see that my reading style is one that does not sugarcoat things. So I'm gonna tell the cards as I see them, but I will always follow my true intention to lift our energy, to make ourselves more aware of our true potential, right? And help you and me to both to discover new angles from which to look at a situation, to meditate, to gain some food for thought. So it's always going to be about this. If at times you might feel uncomfortable or you feel like you start to have negative thoughts, please just disconnect from the reading. That reading, maybe it's not for you. It's not supposed to work like that, okay? And of course, never ever make decisions based only on tarot readings, guys, okay? Always use your rationality, your own intuition. Wonderful. So, without any more chit chat, let's see what your next week is going to bring for you, air signs. I'm going to do a 9-card spread, and I'm going to use the Osho Zen Tarot deck, and I'm not going to work with reversals this time with this deck. The Rebel. This is a major arcana, and in this deck it corresponds to the Emperor. Awareness, another major arcana in the classic Rider-Waite tarot decks. This would be the Chariot. Patience. Patience is 7 of Earth, so Pentacle energy. The Miser, again Pentacle energy. This is Earth, 4 of Earth. Experiencing, 3 of Fire. I love this deck. It's a classic one. Intensity. This would be the Knight of Fire. Slowing down. The Knight of Earth. Integration. Another major arcana. This would be in the classic decks the Temperance card. And Inner Voice. Another major arcana. So a lot of major arcana for you, air signs, for the next week. Very big surge of energy here, and important influences and events for the next week for air signs. Let me wrap my head and my heart around your cards a bit, and I'm gonna put them all together. Meanwhile, let me have this over here so we can take a look at the cards better. Okay, so I have a new setup and everything is still adjusting for me. This new camera arm is different than the one I had previously. I think this is good. You can see the cards. All right, so air signs for the next week. You're going to be in your rebel energy. This special Emperor card that we have in the Osho Zen Tarot, depicting here Chinese or Japanese, I think it's Chinese, Emperor, right? And just look at him, very unconventional. The prince on his robe, very unconventional. The fire that he keeps in his hand, it definitely an authority, breaking the chains authority. You're all about asserting yourself, right? Staying in your power, whatever that means for you, and each and every one of you will resonate differently. But one thing is certain, air signs. So for the next week, you are going to be in a very favorable position for you to, impose your point of view, and not necessarily, when I say impose, I'm not talking about, a very authoritative way of doing that, but you are in a position of speaking your mind, your truth, bring forth your ideas, come with new initiatives and propositions of how things should go for you and for other people as well. Okay, so you are in a great position for you to do this. I feel like for a lot of you, you will be heard and listened to, whatever it is, the context in which you will convey some form of communication, and some decisions will be put forward. Okay, and for many of you, this would be a very advantageous position for you to be in. So the Rebel card here shows us that your general energy is going to be one of that of breaking barriers and being unconventional with how you think and how you are going to approach things. But in the same time, it's going to be a very structured and very clear system that you will propose. Even though it's going to be unconventional, it's going to be a very reliable one that will actually get you results. And not only you, but it's very possible that other people as well are going to benefit from your new way of looking at things and the new way in which you propose to approach them. So I feel like you're in your power for next week, air signs. This is massive energy, and as well with the inner voice card in your outcome position, it's going to be a very interesting week for you, air signs, to tap into your intuition. So for many of you, a lot of things will make a round circle, and you will feel like you are going to validate things that you felt, that you thought about, but you couldn't quite grasp them yet, or you felt like you don't have enough like proof. You were looking for proof one way or another, even though your inner voice already told you about a lot of things. So next week, I feel for you, it's going to be a lot about validating your truths and the things you thought until this point, and you felt that maybe they should be one way or another, or this rebel energy you have, this a new and fresh perspective, your own perspective, your unique perspective of seeing things. Maybe you wondered about it for a couple of days, for weeks or months, and in the next week you're gonna feel like, now I know. Now I know exactly where I was right with things, and I am more sure in my own internal compasses, and now I will know how to listen better to this. So very interesting, because you're in a very masculine energy for the next week, air signs. So it doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man, or however you identify yourself with, it doesn't matter, it's the energy. Okay, so it's a rebel energy, pretty masculine energy. It's all about manifesting, it's all about taking things to completion, put them in outside, you know, put them out in the world for them to be there and be used and be useful for the people, for you, for the people in your life, and so forth. And the inner voice card, it's a feminine energy, it's a feminine arcana. It's not about bringing things out into the world, but to connect with the things in your internal universe, in your internal world, and that would be the outcome. So I sense that for you, air signs, the next week it's going to be like an adventure, an adventure to persuade, an adventure for you to, you know, make a point, be present in the world, make a difference in the world, establish some form of new way of making things. And in the same time, all this adventure, it's going to take you a bit closer to your inner intuition and discovering also things about yourself in the next week. Very powerful week, as I said, with all this major arcana for you. And also I feel that for many of you, you just started fresh, like finally you managed to, you know, reach this point of new awareness. You are recently found yourself in a position also of breaking through some blockages, feeling stuck in a way. So for many of you, you just recently started a new project, or you took on a new opportunity, and you feel like you've started fresh and you gained some momentum. You're finally moving forward with something. And with the rebel and the awareness card, I feel like you're in the next week fully starting to take this position of actually managing this new thing that you started, and you're managing it with a lot of assurance and with a lot of skill. You're very good at what you do, and you're finally on your tracks. You feel like you're on your tracks for many of you. This is what I am picking up. Maybe you were waiting for this opportunity for a long time, and now you are finally feel like, this is moving in the right direction. I feel like I have whatever it is that I need to push it forward and to have success with this, right? So you're on your right track and you have the right awareness. Finally, things clicked for you in your recent past. It might be the last weeks, or maybe the last month, I feel. Right, so having this right awareness gives you the possibility to actually put things in practice and see some movement. Like things are finally, you know, proceeding and advancing. I see that many of you air signs are finally advancing with this and starting to feel like you gain a bit of recognition. Some of you are in a situation where you were invested with the right authority to make some decisions and to do things your way. This is what I'm picking up. You finally have this freedom and this opportunity for you to do things as you see them best to happen, and you feel like you finally have the energy to do that and the awareness. You know how to proceed, you know how to move forward, and you know the direction. For many of you, the direction was not so clear until now. Well, I feel like the next week you are entering the next week with a lot more awareness and a lot more energy and drive for you to do things. So very energetic, very powerful. very eager to start these projects, you know, to start these plans, to do the things and do the work, whatever that is. But the challenge here for your next week, it's going to be the Patience card. And I would also speak a bit about the Four of Earth's a card, the Miser, which is also a good advice for you to take a step back from. So in terms of challenge, right? So the challenge will be to, you know, be a bit patient, air sign, and have faith that whatever it is that you are starting next week, right? So many of you will feel like you're not doing enough, or will be a bit annoyed about the fact that even though you believe you're doing enough and you're putting up your best effort, you know, you're not seeing results. And it will be important for you next week. This will be the challenge, to have faith that the things you do actually do matter, even though you cannot see the results right away, okay? And it's going to be important for you to be a bit more flexible towards your possessions, your money, whatever that is, right? Try not to fixate on this, and a better way for you will be for the next week to focus more on the actual experience of things. Experiencing, first-hand experiencing. You will gather a lot of information from practice, and even though you will feel like, for some of you, right, the effort is not showing yet the results, you need to trust the process. This experiencing card, you need to trust the process. You made yourself a plan, you have a very clear vision, right? With the Rebel and with the Awareness card, you have such a clear vision of your direction, of your plan, of whatever it is that lies in front of you. And I feel you do have a lot of plans and a great vision, very well articulated, right? So it would be more important for you next week to have patience. That would be the challenge. Because yes, with such powerful energy and drive, of course you're eager to do the more adventurous things, right? But patience will be required for you in order to fully embrace the experience and live in the moment, you know, live in the moment, see whatever comes up to you through experience, and be less guarded and less protective of what you already have. So the cards are telling me here, for some of you will be a very tempting strategy to follow, to, you know, keep your status quo, do things in a way that you know are already verified and proven that they work. And even for some of you, maybe even you know, not doing some of the steps you would like to do, not experiencing, right? So not moving, but staying in the same place, right? So the cards are actually inviting you to do the thing, you know, just do the thing. It's not about protecting and about securing your current position. It's time for you to experience. It's time for you to try out new things, and more importantly, to try to stay in the present moment and take things as they come, as they are showing up for you. So this is a very defensive energy with the Miser card, and this is a very courageous and open to experience card, right? This is one that leaves space for things to happen as they do, and move along with them. And this is one that keeps things outside of your personal experience field. Like, it's like a filter, it's like a wall, and nothing passes through the wall unless it's something precious that you evaluated as being worthy, and if it's worthy it will pass, if it's not it won't. And this worthiness, this, you know, this focus on the value of things and protecting the valuable things and not making any moves, just waiting for things to come to you or to stay with what you have and not making moves for something new. This is the Miser card here, right? And the cards say, well, you know, you can back off a little bit from this way of working with, you know, be protective and very defensive, and actually take a step forward with experiencing and be a bit courageous, right? And, you know, a bit more fun. I feel like many of you are in a very serious energy right now, and you are trying to, you know, make make an entrance, make a statement, make other people look at you like you're an authority to some subject and you're very serious and so forth. But it's, the cards are actually saying, well, you know, you should play a little bit, you should follow your passion, you should try to follow your gut and see where that leads you to. Okay, because you are a very experienced and very skilled person already. You're the rebel for the next week. You have what it takes for you to revolutionize something, okay? And do something like no one else is doing, because you do have that capacity. You're very strong and you're very skilled already, okay? With the Rebel card here, and you do have this awareness. You're already, you're a long way into your path. This is not a beginner that I see here in the cards. You're not a beginner. You're a very, how do I say? You're a senior. This is a seniority reading I see here. Okay, you know a lot and you can do a lot, and this is like a wise old man. Okay, it's not about being a man or a woman, okay? It's just an energy that I am picking up. And right now it's not time for you to sit like with your knowledge and with your skills and with your wealth and whatever it is that you already have, and protect that so you don't lose it, right? It's not about that. The next week it's going to be about your creative potential, your capacity to trust this creative potential you have and this amazing inspiration, and follow a bit of your gut. Be you know, you should march to the beat of your own drum a bit for the next week. That would be the best strategy for you. Look at that, this bolt-like shape that we see here with intensity. So follow whatever comes up to you with powerful intensity. You will have great instinct next week. Great instinct. So follow your instinct. Where you feel, follow the energy, you know? In energy goes where intention, energy flows where intention goes. So I believe you are very clear with your intention. The rebel here knows exactly what kind of chains need to be broken and where his success and his prosperity lies. Okay, what would be this amazing vision that he has for the future, and follow that, you know? Follow that. He follows that. The rebel does that. So this intensity card, this Knight of Fire. The Knight of Fire is an energy, very passionate, very self-assured. You know, if they fall, they will, you know, come back 5 minutes later, not complaining, not losing their edge. You know, very optimistic and very self-assured. And they always follow their passion. At times might be a bit, you know, have commitment issues with something, but in your case it's not about that now. It's the time to be a bit passionate and courageous and follow your instinct right now. Okay, because you already have this vision and this cause. You know what you're fighting for. You know what you're striving for, and that was the hardest part. And I feel many of you struggle with that. You struggle to discover why am I struggling? Why am I working so hard? Why am I putting in so much energy? Why? Where do I want to go? Where do I want to reach? And for many of you, you finally got this awareness, this clarity, and why are you doing what you're doing. So this was the hardest part, and for many of you, you have this clarity. You know what you want, and it's not only about you, air signs. I feel it's a lot about your beliefs, and these are core beliefs around, you know, your purpose in life and how you view work, how you view purpose in general, right? What makes you an effective and healthy member of humanity. For some of you might be also about this. What am I doing here? How do I want to show up? What is my true definition of what am I being in charge of in my own life? And air signs, I feel like you know why. you are the boss of your own life, and this is the feeling, this is the energy you are coming with for the next week. You're the boss of your own life, and all you need to do for the next week is have a bit of patience and do not get frustrated if you don't see immediate results. Focus more on your passion, your energy, whatever it is that makes you feel good in experiencing that, right? Focus more on experience. Next week it's not going to be about results, about being serious, about being a classic I did what I had to do situation. It's what you have to do next week is actually tapping more into your own sense of satisfaction, into your passion, and do not fear that you are going to lose the progress or that it's going to jeopardize your progress, okay? I feel like many of you are really thinking about work, about creating a legacy. It's a lot about, like I said, your place in this world and what gives you meaning. And what great things are you going to accomplish? For many of you will be like, it's going to be family, or it's going to be your professional aspirations. It doesn't really matter what it is and how you define this. But it was really important for you until now, and you having a very steady approach. You have a pace that you are finally, you feel like you have a new pace. And like I said in the beginning, you feel like you're on the right track. And with the slowing down card in your resources and support position, I can tell you that you are not going to lose this. You are still going to be on track, even though you're going to let yourself feel more of the things that you enjoy doing, and you're gonna be more playful with how you approach your work and whatever you need to do in order for you to stay on this track and to fulfill your destiny and experiencing the things that happen. You will not lose this track. You will stay on the track and have this wonderful flow that you already have. So no need to worry about, well, what is this woman telling me here? Not being patient. I am patient. I am so focused on what I'm doing and how I'm working. So I am patient. Yes, you are being patient. You are being very diligent. You are putting all your effort in your work. But sometimes you might be tempted to, cling onto this and be so preoccupied with safety in general, with safety, with not losing things, okay? This preoccupation of not losing things, you're being advised to take a step back from this next week and, have a break. Give yourself some space to experience things and just enjoy how things work right now, and also experiencing it gets me this, I get that it's about experimenting a little bit. Let yourself experiment, see what comes up. You're not going to lose this, okay? You're not going to lose it. You're not going to lose if some of you are concerned with you know, not losing something good that you already have while experiencing. Well, the cards are actually telling me you're not going to lose anything. So it's the right time for you to experiment next week. This is the message I see here. And with the integration card as external influences, this is a wonderful card to have. It's going, some things are going to happen on their own. Like, if you felt like some aspects of your life were not quite in the right balance, next week it's going to bring you some balance, some unexpected balance. You know, if I get I'm gonna put this out as it comes to me. I feel like some of you were expecting for, you know, people to pay a debt to you. And I feel like for many of you, next week it will finally come back to you, and things will going to be back in balance. And it might be a debt in money, of course, but not necessarily. It's something that you felt like it was rightfully yours, and things should have been like this from the beginning. They were not, and some form of compromise, it's going to come to your way, and it's going to feel a lot better for you, okay? Because you will get this sense of, finally, I knew it. I knew it all along that it should have been like this, and now I can feel it's like this. It's coming all together, okay? So air signs, very interesting reading for you. I feel like it's an invitation for you to embrace this powerful position you're right now. Embrace your maturity, embrace your skills and experience you already have. Trust that you finally have awareness about what being on the right track means for you, and you are on your right track. Don't be afraid to be patient with this process and with this journey you're on right now, and don't be afraid next week to experiment a little bit. Don't be so serious, air signs. Don't be so defensive, don't be so protective of what you already have. You're not going to lose what you already have, okay? I hope this resonates with you and it makes sense. And don't forget that next week you're going to see a lot about how your intuitions are going to play out, and some of them are going to be validated, some of them are going to be invalidated, but it will bring you a lot more clarity, and you will distinguish better between your inner voice and your critical voice that, you know, sometimes it only makes you feel like this. The inner voice that tells you you should protect yourself, bad things might happen, stick to what you have, don't be a fool, you might lose if you try something new, be skeptical, you know. And the next week it's going to bring you a lot more clarity in distinguishing between this critical voice, this defensive voice, and your more creative one, the one that actually, you know, it's not putting you in danger, but it gives you the opportunity to be creative and to not stay so much into that fearful energy, but in that courageous energy that you have. And you do have it, air signs, and you have it plenty for the next week with your rebel card there. Very wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week for air signs. I feel like it's going to be a very intense, powerful week for you, but in a way that for some of you will feel like a more spiritual experience next week. I do feel this. For many of you, you were quite preoccupied with a lot of problems, with a lot of issues lately, and you're finally feeling like you're more in your power and on the right track right now. And it's going to evolve from here on, even into a more spiritual direction for some of you. Okay, so I want to look at 3 cards also from the Oracle deck. Union of love. Embrace the beloved within your heart. So nice, air signs. I'm gonna go back to this. Self-creation. Be the author of your own life. I love it when the Oracle cards just, you know, they reinforce the messages that already came out of the cards so beautifully. So the self-creation, you are the author of your own life. So like I mentioned, you know what this means for you right now and how to self-create. What exactly do you want to do and how you want to shape yourself up. So if some of you are planning, you know, even, you know, changes in your lifestyle, in how you eat, in your diet, in your sleep, in how you relate, how you spend time with other people, how you work, it's a lot of things. With the awareness card, now you know how you want things to look, and all you have to do is to embrace love, you know, union of love. It's about uniting different parts of yourself, you know, the more cautious one and the more courageous one, for example, for the next week. Unite these two. Make friends. Friendship is the alchemy of success. Very interesting, air signs. So for some of you, you're going to make some new friends next week. Or the Oracle cards are actually so the friendship is the alchemy of success. Very interesting. So the alchemy of success, it's we combine different parts and together they are more powerful and they bring something completely new to life, right? The alchemy of success. So friendship and friends are going to play a very interesting part in your upcoming week, Earth signs. Think about that. Your friends you already have. Some of you next week you're going to meet someone new who will actually help you in experiencing this. So something new, like I said, new things to the horizon, and the union of love. Okay, the union of love and the self-creation card. I get the strong feeling here, air signs, that a new association, a new business partner, a new friend, a new connection online, a new exchange of ideas, a new sense of union, and finding someone that understands you and resonates with you and gives you the opportunity to self-create as you would like. It's on the horizon for you. Very, very nice, very powerful and a positive reading for you, air signs. So if you enjoyed the reading and you find this reading is resonating with you, you think that we vibe and you enjoy my reading style, I am waiting for you here every week. Sundays I'm going to post the week ahead tarot reading for all the signs, and please subscribe and like this video if you haven't done so already. It will also help other people to connect with the channel and get to these readings that might be very helpful for them as well. So yeah, take care of you, air signs, and don't forget to be courageous, to experiment and stay on your track. I wish you good luck. Bye.